specific modules or models, and they can give full access or like partial access to specific modules and models, and they
Okay,
can remove the access also. They
yes.
have a
Workspace administrator is he can edit the models and modules, and he can create the modules, everything. He has the he's like a model builder. He
Yes.
can do the all the activities of the Anaplan module access. He can create the modules. He can create the list. He can create the what
Yes.
everything he can create. And he provides the access to the users. He can control the users to create the group of the people and to provide the roles to the users.
Okay, so these are the advantages we have, and he can watch. We can say directly, whatever the panel we have, like Anaplan model building, like structure planning,
Activity.
whatever we have. So entire access he will get. Nothing but time he can add, versions he can create, and list he can create, and we can say like.
Module you can create.
Modules he can create, history he
Views
can watch.
modules, yeah, history, and you can create the views and modules and the EX reports and dashboards. Everything he can create. He can have the every.
So whatever this these are the icons we have, he can control all the access. He can view and edit this data if we provide the workspace administrator access. That is the reason for end user generally we don't provide any workspace administrator access. We create the role, but one person for only for one person will provide the workspace administrator access. Why means if suddenly they want add any user something if they need. So in that scenario, what happened generally, if they don't have workspace administrator access, we should provide access to them. So Anaplan model builder should provide. Otherwise, what happened if we provide access to them, one user if you provide, simply what happened, so they can provide the access that admins type user whatever they have. So for them we should give workspace administrator access to add user or do something. That's it. More than that, we generally for end users we don't provide any workspace administrator access. So that is the thing. And
also workspace administrators can go for offline access as well.
yes,
Offline,
yes,
like they can
for
use
offline,
offline
even
access.
though if model is offline, then also they can access the model, but non-workspace administrator can't access if the model is offline. So these are the advantages we have. So like and role means for each and every people we can't provide full access. That is the reason on the base of specific role in that company, for user will provide access to only particular role. What are the modules they need to access, that module only will give the for each and every role, finance manager and product planner, whatever it will provide that access. So in this way we can understand so what is the role and what is the workspace administrator access, and how we add user, we have seen that one. So we can add in a single user or we can import the number of users at a time. So these are the things we have seen, and now we can see the what is this introduction to user list. So far whatever we have seen, so that is nothing but user pane where we can add the users, and now we are discussing about the user list here. So what is the user, why we this user list we can see here in the general list pane. We can see this is the inbuilt one. So this is the inbuilt one. We have few list we have inbuilt one here. So this one user list also one inbuilt one. So we have some advantages and some basic features we have here. You can see this is the inbuilt production data, and you can see so other advantages, what are the features we have and what are the properties we have to in this list we can see here.
Every Anaplan model contains a user's list. In this short lesson, we'll show you where to find it and explain its purpose and features. The user's list is a system-generated list included in every model. In a new model, the user's list will appear at the top of the general lists pane. You cannot delete the user's list or rename it. The users list contains the usernames of all Anaplan users who have access to the model.
So we can see here. So if in default list cannot be deleted or renamed. Default list, this user list whatever we have, we can't delete and we can't rename this one. So list members are all Anaplan users who have access in the model. So what happened? So here we can see, if I want to rename also, I can't do this one. If I want to I am trying to click here. So if I want to delete this as well, I can't delete. Users list I can't delete. It is a system generated one. So each and everyone will get, this is the top only. Users hierarchy. You can see this model user hierarchy cannot be deleted. Why means this is a inbuilt one. So that is the nature. Even we can't do edit and we can't delete this one. In whenever if you are trying to do reorder as well, I want to bring this one top at the top. So you can see top means whenever I click, it is going below the users only. Again, if I want to move above the user, I can't bring this G1 region to above the users. Users are the, it will appear in the top. Even we can't do reorder as well. So you can see these are the different features we have in this users pane. What happened? How many members are there access for this model? For that many users you can see here. So that is the thing. So for users, we can see these are the users we have in user list also we can see here. So if you remove here access, for example, if I remove him in this access for this model, if I don't want to keep access here, this guy, for example, I want to keep no access for this this Anaplan guy. So then what happened? You can see, I can see only one list item. I can see how many members have access in this module, in this model. That many members only we can see. Even though he has workspace, administrator access and everything, but if you don't have, like if you don't has access to particular model, we can't see in the user list. That is the difference. So here you can see number of users, but for each and every model, how many members are user has access, that many members only we can see. If I add once again, I can see the 2 members now. So in this way we can view. So this is a user list we have. And the one more thing, this is a recent update. Almost 6 months ago we got this feature. So generally, so if we interviewer ask what are the new updates means, we can discuss about the.
If you remove any user or delete any user, automatically it will be removed from the user list as well, right?
Yes, yes. Delete or if you remove access, whatever if you do, it will get removed from user list.
Any bottom level activity, if you delete it, automatically it will reflect in the top page error for the users.
So if you remove the access, then automatically it will get delete. So anyway, these are the like user list advantages we have. So and the other advantages we can see here by using this user list. What happened?
Note that the users list is not the same thing as the users pane, which is accessed by clicking the users icon on the model settings bar. The users pane shows all users who have access to the workspace. Some of these users may not have access to the model at hand. Their model role is shown as no access, and they are not included in the users list. Only users listed with full access or another named model role on the user's pane will appear in the model's users list.
So we have seen just now. So if I remove any candidate access, we can see user's pane his name, but we can't see in the user list. That is a major difference between the user's pane versus users list.
The user's list functions in much the same way as other lists in the model. You can add a top level, such as all users. This provides an easy way to aggregate data for all users via a summary method. You can create list subsets within the users list. The users list and any created subsets are also available for use as a dimension within a module and in list formatted line items.
So by using the user list, you can add top level and we can create the list subset. So you use as a list dimension in the module. We can use this list as a module. In a dimension, in module we can use as a dimension. How? If I am creating any new module, so if I am creating, I can use as a one dimension here. Like this we can add. So in this way we can do this one. These are the different features we have, and we can create the line item subset as well. So with the user dimension. So line item subset will discuss in level 2. So line item subset nothing but that will be like we will we select line items from the different modules are from one module. If you have 20 to 30 line items, I can pick only few line items. That option will discuss in later. So for that scenario also we use this user list. So use for list formatted line item. Even we can create the list formatted line item also we can create in the module. So if I am creating any module, this is my module. For example, if I have any one module here I can create the one more line item, list formatted user list. Line item nothing but if I want to create any line item like this, so I will create user line item. User line item if I create, so for that line item I can give the user list format, list and user I can give like this. So like this we can create. These are the different features we have for the user list. The thing is other advantages we can see. These are the different advantages we have here.
The users list does have a few differences though. Though it can have a top level, the users list cannot be part of a hierarchy. It cannot have another list as a parent, and it cannot be a parent to another list. Thus, the parent hierarchy cell is not editable on the general lists pane, and the users list does not appear as an option on the parent hierarchy dropdown for other lists. Next, the users list cannot be a numbered list. You will see that the numbered checkbox is unavailable for selection on the general lists pane. The users list is always considered production data because it is system generated. This is relevant for ALM, Application Lifecycle Management, which is discussed in other microlessons. The users list cannot be reordered. It always appears at the top of general lists, and the members within the list cannot be reorganized.
So these are the different. We can't reorder this user list, and even we can't give any parent for this list as well. So if I want to try to give any parent for this one in general list pane, we can't add any parent here. So we can't add any parent here, and it is already production list. We can't delete this one, and you can see it is not a number list. Even we can't select as a number list here. So these are the different features we have for the like users list. And one more thing, one more advantage, by using this user list, if you create a module, and we can use as a filter as well. Filter means, so in a system 00 time module, how we have created some boolean line items, and how we have used for the different scenario. So in that way, for on the base of current user, if I want to each and every user should get only their data. So to get their data, we use this functionality. by using user list we create one module and we apply the filter. So whenever that user open the module, he can only watch the his related data and he can't view the other related data. So by providing that access, we can do that as well. That is also one more advantage. We'll discuss later that one with that is a interview point of view, very important question. So we'll discuss later regarding that one. So anyway, we use that purpose as well. On the base of current user also we can use this user list and we create the module and we apply the filter. So these are the different advantages we have. And other than this one, we have important thing here, selective access. So this is also very important concept here, selective access. So what is selective access? How we apply selective access we can see here. So if I want to create any role, what will you do generally? So we'll create role and we give access to the any user. But the thing is, whenever I want to control any list, for example, if I want to give access to the you can see location list is there. For location list, if I give selective access, what happened you can see here. I will give for country list, I give as a selective access. Then what happened in users pane, you can see the country, whatever the parents we have. For country we have the G1 region and G1 region we have, and country we have country and region, two list items will get create here. For each and every, if you have 10 users or how many users we have, for each and every user I want to only give out of 13 countries I want to give only 3 or 4 countries access I want to give. So in that scenario what will I do? I will give 4 countries right access to particular user. So then what happened, he can control here in role for any role. Even though if you provide the list, if I provide here, what happened, if I provide list access here, he can control the entire list. If I give country list as a here access for any role, generally what happened, he can control the G2 country, total 13 countries he can control. But if I want to control each and every user on the base of country wise, I don't want to give 13 countries access. So in that scenario what will you do? We'll go to the general list and we'll create we select selective access. Then what should we do? For that user, whatever the user we want to give only few countries, we select the few countries, and other countries if you don't want to give, I should not select anything. So that what happened, he can only edit this data. If I want to give read access, he should view the other data, other countries data. In that scenario we'll select the other countries, he can view the data. 4 countries he can view. Yeah, he edit the 4 countries data and he can read the 3 countries 4 countries data, and he can't view the remaining 4 or 5 countries data here. So in this way we can control each and every user on the base of list and list item. To control list and list item, what will you do? We'll we will select on the selective checkbox in general list pane, and we'll come to users pane and we'll provide the access according to our requirement. Is it clear what are the steps involving here? Yes, what are the steps involving here? If I want to yes, Krishna, what are the steps we are doing here to create selective access?
They provide the selective countries, like country wise and region wise. They provide the selective particular country. They give the access to the user. They are not providing the entire region. They provide the particular selected region only. They give the access.
So
Select
yes,
access.
that is here we are selecting country, but we should say if I want to control list and list items. So if I don't want to give entire list control, in that scenario what should I do? I should give the only
Selective access.
selective access. I
I
should select, and in that total list we can give the few list items control. We can give the few list items access, and we can avoid the few list items access. So to control list
okay.
and list item, we'll do
Okay.
this, we'll select this selective access. And if I want to, if I create the role, what happened, I will give the few modules access, modules list, versions and actions.
Okay.
These access will provide by creating the role. But this is the, that is the group of people, role is the group of people, and selective access for the individual user, we are doing this one. Each and every individual user, again I am controlling. Here I am saying for this role, particular for this role, for by providing any role, we are saying we should give access this list and this list, all list we are giving. We are giving here general list, we are giving. But again we are saying that we can give the G2 country list access, but in that list we should give only 4 list items access here. So that is what we are trying to do here. Only we should not give entire countries. We should give only few countries access, edit access, and few countries read access, and few countries if I don't want to give, I should not select nothing. So in this way we can control the list and list item by using the selective access. So here we can see some theory part regarding the selective access.
Selective access is used to control access to lists and, more specifically, list members. Lists form the structure of a model and are used to create modules. An employee list can be used in a module that is used for budgeting and might include salaries, bonus amounts, insurance amounts, etc. There is a need to control the access to that data. For example, you may not want a manager in the production department to be able to see the salary amounts for sales reps.
You can see here. So this is the Phyllis Cherry is a production manager. In the model, Phyllis should able to view data for the production department employees data, but she should not able to view data for the sales department. So sales department employees she should not watch, only she should watch production department employees. For that one, how they will create the selective access, we can see here.
In Anaplan, these permissions are controlled by selective access. Selective access enables model builders to grant read or write permission to lists and list members within a model on an individual user basis. You could apply selective access so an HR manager is able to view or read production department and sales department salary data and write HR department salary data. Selective access permissions are applied both to the model itself and to any UX pages that draw data from that model.
So we can see here, Killy Niece is there. She is a HR manager. So for HR employees, we should provide the access to the right access. And for production and sales employees, we should give the only read access we should provide. How we have provided here, same way. For example, this guy is a HR manager, for example. If I add HR manager role here, so in that scenario, what should we do? We should click on employees list here. For employees list, what should we do? We should provide the selective access. By providing the selective access, what happened? So it will, you can see here. So we can see employee list, we can see here. So by watching here, for example, he is a HR manager, then what will you do? Simply we will provide the, we can see for department we can give directly, so there is no need to give employees. For she is like HR manager, for HR department I should give the right access. So then what happened? Remaining departments, what should I do? Other than sales or production, as discussing whatever they are discussing there, sales and production, we can see. For this,
There is right
yes,
access. read access.
Read access we should give. So here I am giving the read access. For HR manager I should give the write access for the HR department, and other two departments I should give the read access. So that what happened, she's HR manager can edit this HR department salary data and everything. They can edit, and for these department, even like sales and production department employee salary data, she can't
You can do.
edit, only
Is
she
it?
can view. So other department even she can't see. Why means we are not giving any access. So in this way, whatever the data we need according to their requirement, will provide access here. So if we want to do further smoothly, we should remove all these things, otherwise we'll get stuck here. Our access will get removed. So anyway, we can see this is a selective access.
Selective access is applied with two main steps. The first one is to configure the list to set up selective access. This is done in the General Lists content pane or on the Lists Configure tab. The second step is to grant the individual users read or write permission. This is done on the Users pane.
So these are the steps we have seen just now.
Let's look at how you would set up selective access for the example of the HR manager, Kelly Neese. The first step is to set up selective access. Click on General Lists, and for the E2 Employees list, click the Selective Access checkbox.
Then by selecting that one,
When you click on Users, you'll see that there are new columns for E1 Departments Write, E1 Departments Read, E2 Employees Write, and E2 Employees Read. To set up the HR manager to have write permission for the HR department, first locate the HR manager, Kelly Neese, and in the E1 department's right column, click in the cell, then click the ellipsis. Select the HR department. The HR manager now has write permission for the list members in the employee list that are included in the HR department. Write includes both the ability to view and write data for the list members, so Kelly Neese can view salaries, bonus amounts, etc., and change the salary or bonus amount data. Kelly Neese can now change the salary for an employee in the HR department.
so we can see here. So by already we have seen this one, how we'll provide. So that user, if I consider HR manager, we should give HR department write access, and other department we should give the read access. So whatever the write access will provide, that particular data they can edit, and whatever the read access will provide, only they can read the data, can't edit.
Follow the same process to add read permission for the production and sales departments. Now the HR manager can view the salaries, bonus amounts, etc. for employees in the production and sales departments, but cannot make any changes to the data.
We can see wherever we have blueprint, blue data, blue color text data, nothing but we can edit. For HR manager, if you select HR, so HR department people, you can see the edit the data. But whenever if you select production data, what happened, you can only view the data. So that nothing but you can see the gray color text. You can't read that, you can't edit the data, you can't see in blue color text. That is the difference.
Note that you should apply the selective access read and write permission.
Yes, so this is about the selective access. We can compare here what is the selective access and what is the role. We have the some comparison points here between the roles and selective access. When should we create the role and when should we create the selective access?
Security is an important aspect of a model. Anaplan includes different levels of security. Model roles and selective access both control access, but in different ways. Roles are used to set up access for a group of people with similar responsibilities. Think of a job title such as Sales Manager. Roles control what a user can interact with: modules, UX pages and classic dashboards, versions, actions, and lists. When creating a role, as a model builder, You can decide access for modules and versions, selecting if the role should have no access, read, or write access. You also set list access by selecting the lists that the user can edit, allowing the user to insert, delete, or rename list members.
We can see here role is will create for the group of people, and for that people we can give the access modules, user UX pages, versions, list, and actions. These are the 5 things we can provide the access. So when we'll create the selective access, we can see here only for the list, to control list and list items we provide the selective access. Here we don't, by using the selective access we can't control the modules, UX pages, versions, or actions. So that thing we need to understand and use, and selective access for the only for the individual user will provide the selective access.
Selective access is assigned by individual users and controls the user's ability to view or write to list members. You can set up access so that sales managers can only view and make changes to the data for their region. Keep in mind that line items often are based on lists. For example, a line item may be based on the sales region list, which includes East, West, and South. In this case, selective access can control if a sales manager can read and or write to line items based on the list member East. Because selective access is applied to lists and by individual user, when using selective access, a user's access is defined for all modules and all displays in the user experience that use the list where selective access has been applied.
So we can see here for if we want control each and every individual user for particular list, so in that scenario we'll create the selective access, and for each and every individual user we can control like regional manager. If I have 3 regions, so each and every region, if each and every manager I will give the access for the different west sales manager, east sales manager, and south sales manager. So under the west sales manager will only west related employees detail will provide. In this way we can control the list and list member by using the selective access.
When you are designing the security for the model and trying to determine whether to use a role or a selective access, a good starting place is to think about whether you are trying to restrict access for an individual or a job position. Roles will restrict access for the users that have the same responsibilities, or in other words, have the same job position. Selective access controls access to lists at the individual level.
So we can see here role will create for the group of people. For job position will provide some responsibilities, same responsibilities whoever have. So for that one will create the role, and selective access only for the individual users to control list and list members will provide the selective access. These are the major difference between the role and selective access. Yes, these are the like basic differences we have. And next we have using managed models. So what is managed models? Nothing but, so this is managed models. If we open any model, if I click here, so we can see change mode. So if I click here, manage model dialog we can see here. We can open any model, we can copy model, we can delete, rename model, and we can copy and archive, change the mode, so and we can take offline. So these are the different functionalities we have by using the manage model. And one more thing, if I click change mode, you can see these are the 4 modes are the very important modes. Like whenever we are building the model, we'll keep the standard mode where we can do the structural changes and production changes we can do here. For Anaplan our model is, we can see here, standard mode. So, and whenever we deploy the model, we keep the, whenever if you send model in production model, if you want to send production model, then we keep the deployed mode. Why we keep deployed mode means, here only end user should do the productional changes. Structural changes they should not do. Model structure such as a time setting, list structure, and is locked for all users. Production data is still editable by the users according to their model access rights. Only they should upload the data and they should do the like production changes. They should do structural changes, adding line item, adding filter, and adding any new module. So these are the not allowed to the end user. So that is the reason we keep deployed mode and will provide the model to end user. This is the thing. For lockout mode is like we can lock for any model. No, you can see all model structure and production data is locked for the all users. So these are the things. And archived mode nothing but if we have while we need to do the archive the model. Why we need? I have given 1 GB workspace. I have only 1 GB workspace. We are doing the 4 members. So in this scenario what will you do? So if my model is you can see I have if I some modules in level 2, what happened, our model size will increase up to 600 MB. So if two members they create the 600 MB, so does it make sense here? 600 MB, 600 MB, does it allow this model to become 1.2 GB here? Only I have 1 GB here workspace. Can I do that one?
No, it will not allow.
You can see already this guy is doing level 2 supply chain model 292 MB. You can see total 392 MB out of 1 GB. So if I do archive the model, what happened? You can see change the mode. If I archive the model, so whatever the size it is occupying, it doesn't occupy now. You can see only 99 MB we are using here. 292 whatever the MB is there, so it doesn't occupy any space. Whenever we do archive the model, that model doesn't occupy any space. So whenever we get the space issues, so in that scenario what will you do? We should the archive. So again if I want to unarchive the my model, so in that scenario you can see I should click here, and you can see here archived model. I can see show archived model. I can bring back by the changing the mode. Yes,
Asif,
again
so all this option will have only by the admin, right?
for Anaplan model builders only will need these things and everything. Why we provide user to this one? Workspace administrator only do this one.
No, anyway, like example, if two or three members are the admin, which one who use this, is there any restriction that only one will have, or
No, no,
all
no.
four will have?
Then all four will they have access. They can do this one.
Okay, okay.
So that is the reason whenever we are doing archiving and everything, we should coordinate with our colleagues.
Team.
So that will be in group. We should send message, I am doing archiving this model. If somebody is using, let me know, so that they will give the permission, so they can understand and they will do according to their work. So for if we get any space issue, we'll do that one. So anyway, these are the like 4 modes we have, and we'll discuss more about all these things later. So this is the basic thing. Try to do implement these things. It will be helpful for you. So anyway, if you have any doubt, you can ask here in the so far whatever we have covered. Is it clear for everyone what we are trying to do here, and how we are doing this, like managing the model, and how we are creating the selective access and everything?
Yeah, fine. But I have a couple of questions. The first thing, in real time, in which cases we use that no access? What is the use of that?
Which cases?
We use that no access.
No access we don't give to anyone.
No. Then
No
what
access
is the use of putting that in the system? So why it is there in the system?
No access means already yesterday we have seen for any model, if you give select workspace access, if I give workspace administrator access to anyone, then he will get the 10 models access entire the workspace. So for one model he should give access. Remaining 9 models wherever we go, that user we can see. So for that one, at that scenario, for other models we should select the no access, so that he can access only 1 model, and remaining 9 models he can't access.
at
Yesterday
user
we have
level,
yesterday
user
we
tab.
have seen that one in a
Correct.
workspace.
User tab, user tab. I'm asking.
Yes,
In user tab only, right? User tab we have only two options: either the full access or no access.
that is a basic access. We'll provide roles as well. Whenever if you create the roles, so
Ah,
why we create the full
roles, yes,
access
I
and no
understood.
access? We don't give that full access also, we
That's
don't
what.
give no access also, we don't give. We create the role and we'll give
Ah.
that roles.
Yes, roles I understood, but coming to the users, we have
Coming to users, what happened?
uh, that model role. Okay, specific model role. So that model role, there are only two options, right?
Yes,
Balakrishna,
Model role. Yeah, please.
Balakrishna, actually, when you create a role, that role will be there in the drop down of model role. As you are saying, in the model role, you have only full access and no access, right?
you can
See,
see
here
here
you can see.
another, you can see the another access also. You can see whatever the role we'll create, that role we can see here, model role.
That I got it. But no access, in which case we use it normally in this
No
tab,
access,
in
I
real
can
tab.
see here, I have selected here, I my name, this guy is there, he need access here. For example, this model, uh, asif level 1 model, he need access. For example, if I go to another model here, for Sudhir model, if I go, he don't need access, only he want to, we want to give access in the asif level 1 model. So in this scenario, what will you do? We'll give access here, no access. In this pane, what will you do? Simply for Sudhir level 2 supply chain model, we should not give access to him, simply we should give the no access here. We should give no access him. We want to give the, whenever if you select workspace administrator access, we'll get the all model access, whatever the models we have workspace, all the access he will get. So for whatever the model we want to keep access, we can keep, and other models we can give the no access. Already yesterday we have seen the same thing. I will show this one. Are you watching that video or not? I am not getting.
Yes, yes,
Then
yes.
why you are asking same question in a workspace administrator access? I will show same thing which we have
Because
discussed.
the action the action is performed twice, two places. That is what I got confused.
You can see same thing we have seen
When
here.
you
I will.
receive access to a workspace administrators have including the time use of the change. Model building tasks include adding types and exports only if given require workspace admin rights. Workspace admin rights are permission for models that you don't want the user with workspace.
We can see here whenever I select the workspace administrator access, all model he will get the access. So you can see here, that is the purpose, that is the reason for other models wherever we don't want to give access to particular user, we should select the no access. Is it clear?
Yeah. So we need to make changes in two places. Use this
Yes.
no access. That's what I meant.
Watch each and every video properly, Balakrishna. You will get a clear idea, and otherwise what happened, you will get
No, no,
confused
Asif.
here.
Asif, that's what I'm saying. I am watching twice every day since as of now I am free. So I am watching along with your class, after the class, again morning also I am doing it again. So where there is a clash like this, so then that's why I'm asking.
Yes,
Two
yes, you
times
have
one
missed
action, why
this
not it
point.
perform?
That I am saying, you have missed
No,
this
not
point.
missed. No, not missed. It happened like two actions. My question is, when we are doing actions, it should go in one shot. In real time also, it will be like that, like that. I'm saying. Yesterday, you said something. In real time, certain things we will see additionally, and certain things in this workspace trial version we don't get it. That's why I'm
Yes,
asking.
a few things we don't get. So anyway, I think others, do you have any doubt here? So try to complete all these activities, and tomorrow we have like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow, and day after tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. So try to attend the classes, and we'll practice ALM scenarios, and how we'll do ALM and everything. So without fail, everyone should attend the class, and